Welcome to Clock Tower. I'm Brandon, and today we're looking at gameplay. We're looking at gameplay for our Hololive deck that we previewed earlier this week. So this is the Hololive deck. This is the Standby Pants variant, and we're playing against 8's Pants Slime. Again, we're playing with a simulator again this week, playing into the AI. So with that in mind, we also expect the AI may not make always the best choices available, but it is a definitely work in progress. But it'll help us to at least look at our deck and make sure our deck functions the way it's supposed to. This one's actually in real time, in part just because of how quick the game actually goes. Because, realistically, Gura can speed up the game. So, starting off here at 0 with the Laplace, and I do put the Polka in the front. I don't really have a good 0 alternative here to be able to play alongside it, but I wanted to be able to stick at least a little bit of damage here. I do push my opponent to 1, which is not ideal here for this turn, as he's able to also then deny the Laplace. The benefit from the Laplace as well, filtering that into my stock here. But at the same time, pushes enough damage to get me to 1, which I'm better prepared for in this moment. So I really want to clock red here on this turn, but the only color available to really clock with that is the level 0 climax combo itself. So that is what I end up clocking here. I value the standby more than I do the combo itself, which I wouldn't have been able to play anyway because I didn't have the color red. So being able to just get red is really important here. I hit the brainstorm, so I'm able to get another piece on play. So I'm going to have a full field at 1 to be able to swing with. I debate here for a little bit what I'm actually going to bring out here. Only because realistically I have the Polka as well, which will be able to step over the Benimaru on field. So I could play the Polka and still kind of convert that kind of stock into another card in hand for another turn down the road. I do play down the Ame level 0 because I want to filter out the 2/1s in my hand and make sure I can get that into waiting room to standby out, because I don't have another 2/1 in waiting room currently. So I debate here for a second whether or not I'm actually going to play triple level 1 or play the Polka. I do end up with the Polka. But I have the standby to get the 2/1 on board, so next turn, regardless of whatever level I'm at, I'll be able to play with that 2/1 minimum. I'm already out 6 climaxes here. And so to be able to really take that benefit from it, I also know I need to change things as well. So I'm a little behind with the damage race because I'm going to be taking some damage here, especially when I trigger here. I'm like, oh great, now I have 1 climax left in deck. I'm going to be eating some damage here. The standby itself, I debate what I'm going to bring out onto field. Only because, realistically, I don't have another 2/1 of the Ames to put in the backfield. The 2/1 Anya here is really more of a offensive card versus a defensive card. Like, my opponent's going to be able to step over this with their combo piece. So if they combo this turn, they're going to be able to step over that. So I play the Laplace here, despite it being really small. In part, it'll help guarantee a reverse, so my opponent doesn't have to play a very big card, but also so that way I can potentially get cards to hand, because I only have 3 cards in hand currently. So I do clock myself here to try to just get out of this bad deck state as quickly as possible, but at the same time also be able to find the pieces that I could hopefully get. And this also allows me to be able to potentially choose color as well. I end up still sticking with the red here. I could have put blue here so that way I have the condition for the level down. For the level down, it's fine. I was able to turn that into a cancel, thankfully. So it's a little less damage coming the way than I expected I was going to take, so I can still do what I need to do here. I do get 2 cards into hand. One of the cards that was really ideal here, so I'm going to kind of draw into the pieces that make things really worthwhile. I was able to clock the blue in play, so now I have all 3 colors in play ready to go. I'm going to be able to double Ame at 2. That's going to help me get the stock to be able to play at least double Gura. Assuming that I go to level 3 on the next turn, which is pretty likely, especially since I'm going to clock myself twice here. It's looking like I'm just going to have to be able to go with double Gura this game, which isn't terrible. So that's why I put the plus here as well, to potentially turn that into cards into hand if I cancel out that. Being able to kind of convert that into a double Gura turn might be worthwhile here. At this point, my board is relatively small. They should be able to step over my board if they're able to double Murin here. The AI only put 1 down, and didn't combo. In part valuing that compression a little bit more to be able to get to where we are here. It did get itself up into 2-4, which is in that kind of threatened range for Gura. Specifically triple Gura, but in this case, since I only have double available to me, I'm just kind of going with it here. I also know that if I can pull off at least this first swing, it puts myself in a much better position to make this happen. So I just kind of go into it here, into the final closing turn. It's kind of either I close or I don't here. I do manage to stick that swing for 4, which I'm very grateful for, because otherwise I would not have been able to work out as effectively. I only get 1 of the burn 1s on this turn, but it is enough to at least get them up to 3-4, and now I have a level 2 facing me, so I could potentially side for 1, so potential burn 2, burn 1, burn 1, then swing for 1, maybe 2. Most of my non-soul triggers are out, so I actually have a lot of soul triggers left in deck. I kind of side here, banking on that I'm going to hit a trigger here at some point. So I cancel the first 2, and then I swing here for 2 as well for the swing itself. So I'm able to get enough damage, be able to stick 4 in that relatively compressed deck, so it was enough to close out the game. Realistically, as you kind of saw here, like, it's the fact that even double Gura was enough to close from 2-4 is pretty crazy. Being able to triple this, being able to get the pieces you need to make that happen is pretty crazy. The fact that it can kind of more or less put itself together, right? Like, it didn't require a lot on my end to make that happen, right? That the Ame's got the stock needed, Gura's came down, milled, soul triggers, got the burns, did what it needed to do. So a lot of interesting things that can be done with this deck. This deck is going to be pretty rampant, so as long as you know what this deck does and are able to adjust accordingly, you're definitely going to need to, because you're going to be seeing a lot of this. So, but anyway, next week is a Clock Talk, where we look at all of the sets coming out for BCS in the fall, as well as all of the relevant ones. So, pretty extensive Clock Talk next week. 5 cards, 5 minutes on Thursday, and then a week from today, another deck, as we continue to explore Hololive and some of the things it has to it. So, with that in mind, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, do the YouTube thing. Until next time, have a good one.